After 5 years of brutal combat, countless battles, millions of deaths, the fate of Europe rides on a single day. For more than 2 years, the Germans have been preparing for the Allied invasion of Europe. Along the coast of France, they have created a daunting defensive line, the Atlantic Wall. Millions of tons of steel and concrete, laced with mines and mortars and machine guns, defended and reinforced by 500,000 German troops. It is the work of Hitler and his seasoned field marshal, Erwin Rommel.
The war will be won or lost on the beaches.
Just across the English Channel, the Allies are preparing the largest amphibious and airborne invasion the world has ever seen, Operation Overlord. More than 1 million Americans, British, Canadians, and other allies are involved. Through the spring of 1944, Allied air forces have been pounding the Germans in Western Europe, destroying their aircraft and transportation systems. The Allies now have a critical asset: control of the air. The invasion remains a huge gamble. No one has ever attempted to move this many men and machines over water. Recent Allied amphibious landings at Salerno and Anzio in Italy almost ended in defeat. The key is surprise, keeping the where and the when of the attack a mystery. The Allies' first launch is a false start. Facing stormy seas and high winds, General Dwight Eisenhower recalls the fleet. After all the meticulous planning, the fate of the free world seems at the mercy of the weather. Then, good news. A clearing is predicted. Early on June 5th, Eisenhower gives the order to attack June 6th.
Soldiers, sailors, and airmen of the Allied Expeditionary Force, you are about to embark upon the Great Crusade.
Under a cloak of secrecy, a massive armada sails. 150,000 troops, more than 6,000 vessels and landing craft, backed by thousands of aircraft, focused on 5 Normandy beaches. The British and Canadians will land at beaches codenamed Gold, Juno, and Sword. The Americans at Utah and Omaha. Everything depends on the coming hours. There is no alternate plan. Minutes after midnight, June 6, 1944, more than 20,000 Allied paratroopers and glidermen drop into darkness behind enemy lines. Jumping through dense clouds and German flak, most paratroopers miss their targets. Some drown. Others are entangled in trees. Men of the American 101st and 82nd Airborne and the British 6th Airborne try to regroup in the darkness as firefights erupt around them. Their mission: to capture the causeways and prevent German reinforcements from reaching the shore. If they fail, their comrades may be trapped on the beach. At a crossroads in St. Mary-Église, a savage battle breaks out. It's a tiny town, but a strategic point for blocking German reinforcements. At 4:30 a.m., the 505th Regiment raises the U.S. flag on the town flagpole. It is the first French village liberated by the Allies. Out on Utah Beach at H hour, 6:30 a.m., the landing craft leading the attack reaches shore in the wrong place. The currents have pushed the boats off course. When General Theodore Roosevelt Jr. sets foot on the beach, he realizes his unit is a mile off target. Roosevelt declares,
"We're going to start the war from here."
Within hours, the American infantry fights through the German defenses. Arriving at the causeways, the infantry units link up with paratroopers from the 101st Airborne and establish the first American beachhead in France. At dawn, 15 miles away, another group of American soldiers is heading into the most lethal landing zone of all. Landing craft carrying thousands of troops from the veteran 1st Infantry Division and the untested 29th Infantry Division advance toward one stretch of beach, the one soon to be called Bloody Omaha. They have a finely honed attack timetable, but nothing goes according to plan. Aerial bombardments and naval artillery fail to destroy the German beach defenses. Boats carrying tanks to protect landing troops flounder in the rough surf. And when the ramps on the first Higgins boats drop, the beach explodes. Many of America's finest young men are ripped apart before they can reach dry land. Omaha is the perfect setting for the defenders. Bluffs overlooking the beach are fortified with machine guns and artillery, mortars and 88s. The Americans are easy targets. Within the first hour, the shoreline is littered with dead and wounded soldiers and the debris of smashed equipment. Troops that have made it to shore try desperately to reach the shelter of a small seawall 200 yards away. A few miles down the beach, soldiers from the 2nd Ranger Battalion are starting a dangerous climb. Under withering enemy fire, they face a 100-foot cliff known as Pont de Hoc. Their orders: destroy a battery of massive guns on top of the bluff. It is a daring assault. German gunners pick them off as they climb, but the Rangers keep on coming. Up top, the Rangers find the guns have been moved inland, but still manage to track them down and destroy them. Back in Omaha Beach, the carnage is staggering for the infantry scattered across the beach. Pinned down by machine gun fire, American soldiers cluster, frozen in terror along the seawall. Their comrades are wounded or dying. The fate of the invasion rests on their shoulders, and they're overwhelmed. Finally, a voice shouts what everyone is thinking. It is Colonel George Taylor of the 1st Division.
Only two kinds of people are staying on this beach: the dead and those who are gonna die. Let's get the hell out of here!
Along the beach, officers rally their troops, going over the seawall to high ground. Across 5 miles of Omaha Beach, little by little, the citizen soldiers regroup. Braving ferocious German fire, they claw their way up the bluffs. And as they advance, enemy positions are captured and begin to fall silent. Almost 4,700 Americans will be dead, wounded, or missing at Omaha. And across the 50 miles of Normandy coastline, the sacrifice will be bitter. A total of 12,000 Allied casualties. But Bloody Omaha and the 4 other beaches are secured. More than 150,000 Allied troops are on French soil. Hitler's Atlantic Wall has been breached. But there is no time for celebration. Just beyond the beaches lies a surprising challenge: the hedgerow country. And beyond, the Allies face more than 700 miles of Nazi-occupied Europe on the road to Berlin.